Let's talk about the dark history of the turkey in America. Before the United States, before the borders, this land ran on abundance. And one symbol of that abundance, the wild turkey. You're not ready for how many there were. Early accounts describe flocks of thousands, immense numbers. Turkeys so common that indigenous families traded them daily, like bread. They were food. They were feathers. They were symbols of authority. This was life inside an indigenous civilization built on managed abundance. And here's the twist. Europe had never ever seen a turkey until after contact with the Americas. Not in Rome, not in the Middle East, not in Africa, not in Asia. The turkey appears only after the 1500s, brought supposedly from the, quote, West Indies. And the moment Europeans tasted it, it became a royal food, reserved for kings, dukes, and bishops. They instantly understood its taste, economic, and symbolic value. Then the United States moved in. After the Indian Removal Act of 1830, indigenous title was stripped away. The land flipped into the European property title model, where the law required the following: clearing forests, fencing land, draining wetlands, suppressing indigenous burning, and improving to hold title. Every one of those steps destroyed the turkey habitat and the indigenous food economy that depended on it. Sawmills, railroads, and market hunting then exploded. Turkeys were no longer sacred or communal food. They became cargo, inventory, shipped by wagon and rail to the eastern markets. And just like that, turkey numbers collapsed, exactly where the indigenous land titles disappeared. This was no accident. This was design. And here's the part the history books hide. Most indigenous people stayed on their ancestral land, but to stay, they had to accept the new system: Christian missionary schools, English names, property taxes, anti-burning laws, and total submission to county courts. The moment these Indians entered this system, the government erased their identity on paper. They were reclassified as people of color, Negro, or simply black. The collapse of the turkey wasn't just ecological and random. It was part of an intent, the same machine that extinguished indigenous identity as well as the indigenous economy. But here's the truth. The people did not vanish. They survived, and most of them are still here today. For detailed reports on topics like this. Remembrance conquers oblivion.